Fourth part of the excerpt from Lesson 01 of the online philosophy course by Professor Olavo de Carvalho, March 14, 2009. Just yesterday, I was talking to a friend who told me that Alan Keyes was somewhat perplexed after reading that I considered Nietzsche a philosopher of second rank and wanted to know why I thought that way. Very simple, I replied. Nietzsche, despite his absolutely formidable talent, never mastered philosophical technique. My friend then asked, but what is philosophical technique? And I said, it's also very simple. Philosophical technique is the technique of turning general concepts into effective existential experience, and vice versa. If you don't know how to do that, when you are in the world of concepts, you're only reasoning about things that don't exist, and when you are in the world of existence, you no longer understand anything. In other words, on the one hand, you have an opaque and chaotic experience, and on the other, you have a conceptual structure that has no real relation to your actual experience. For example, when Michel Foucault wrote in the book Discipline and Punish about the oppressive system in which people live, etc., and then went to a sadomasochism club to be whipped, how did he relate one thing to the other? If I were to participate in a sadomasochism club for 10 minutes, I would have enough to think about philosophically for the rest of my life because I would have made such a confusion that I would have a theme to speculate about for a lifetime. Foucault seems to have never thought philosophically about that. If he enjoyed being oppressed, intimidated, etc., then why did he think it was so horrible that society had a system of intimidation? That would be the first question I would ask. If I like to be beaten, why do I complain that people beat each other? This is an obvious theme, but you will never see a single serious meditation on this point throughout Foucault's work. On the other hand, in the Socratic dialogues, there is a constant reference to Socrates' own experience and the vital experience of his interlocutors. He knows them personally, knows where they come from, knows the father and mother of each one, and always reasons from that. Well, once, at the University of Brasilia, my friend José Osvaldo de Mira Pena did a test with his students in a political philosophy class, asking what social class they belonged to. They were all children of bureaucrats. Brasilia is a city that only has bureaucrats, but they answered everything: bourgeoisie, proletariat, clergy, everything, except bureaucracy. In other words, it was a whole class of university students who were unaware of their own social class and yet had a series of opinions about class structure, class struggle, and so on. That's when alienation starts to become a comedic thing, and avoiding this comedy is precisely our goal here. This very intimate connection, this almost identity between the most personal self-consciousness and knowledge in its most universal and scientific sense, is a basic element of the philosophical tradition since Socrates. This becomes particularly clear with Saint Augustine, and later it will become even more emphatic in the work of René Descartes.